Hi there, this is Doris Spencer of Library Arts, and I want to thank you for joining me on this wonderful wintry day where we're going to learn how to create a very simple minimal colograph. Now, a colograph involves gluing textured item onto a firm surface. We're using cardboard here, and we're not going to use the typical variety of textures you might use, like twigs, rice, foil, fabric, things like that. We're going to keep it very simple. We're going to be using some foam shapes that are peel and stick. We're going to press them onto our cardboard. We're going to make some snowman themed pictures, paint over them with some white paint, then we're going to end up with a print. So this print has come from the snowman I did here. Did you notice how the print reverses? Because when you flip your picture, it's going to reverse and look a little bit different. So it doesn't matter what color foam shapes you use, the color of the paint will determine what it looks like. And I'm just using white. And then to dress it up a little bit, I'm going to be giving you some fun little paint tubes where you can add a little pizzazz, a little sparkle, a little color to your snowman prints. And we're going to use a very fun technique called stomp print to make these prints today. So why don't I go over the materials in more detail, and then we'll get started making your print plate for your stomp print. See you in a minute. Okay, now it's time to go over the materials for making your colograph print plate. So this is one I had made earlier. So you're going to start with some cardboard, and that is what's going to be the supportive structure for your print plate. You're going to have a couple sheets of peel and stick foam so that you can just cut out your shapes, peel back the paper, and stick it right onto your cardboard to make a design. You're going to have some paint that you're going to want to paint over the foam shapes when you're ready to print. And you can see you can overlap your shapes here. So I have like the shape overlapping that one, the face overlapping the circle. You can use a marker or a pencil to draw those shapes. You're going to need scissors to cut them out. And this is perfect, for little kids, they can use regular scissors. You're going to probably want some newspaper on the floor for when you're ready to do your printing, because you don't want to get paint on the floor. You can have this on the floor to protect your floor when you stomp on your print plate. You're also going to need, some construction paper. I have some blue here. You could use any color you want to print with. And then after you printed, you may want to jazz it up, as I said. So I'll give you, if this is a make and take kit, you'll have a couple tubes of glitter glue where you can just add a little fun sparkle wherever you want on your pictures. And it might even be fun if you want to. You can take some gems, and I have a few here. I'm just gonna look for a couple that look kind of interesting. And maybe you want to, jazz up the eyes, add a few gems in here. They don't even have to be the same. They could be different and kind of fun little, or maybe you want to put something fun on the snowman's cap. It's really up to you. Just a fun way to dress it up a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to put everything aside now. We've gone over the materials and the glue you'll use with the gems, and I'm going to label paint and glue so you don't get them mixed up. Now that we have the materials, you're going to need your paintbrush and water cup, of course, for adding your paint. We can go ahead and get started in the next video. See you soon. Okay, now we're ready to start to make our snowman themed stomp print. And again, it does not matter what color foam sheets you work with, because when you add the paint is the color that's going to show up on your print plate. on your print paper. The other colors here, like the black, the gold, the red, those were done with glitter paint on top of the dried print. And if you look at this one, again, there's the print, and here are the shapes in different colors. Doesn't matter, all white. I haven't even added any glitter glue or designs to this, and maybe I'll use that as a sample for how to do that later. So let's put these aside so we can start working on your print. So I'm going to start by making a snowman head, and I'm going to need 3 circles. So I'm going to make 1, 2, 3 circles, going from small to medium to slightly larger. I'm going to want to put some arms. So I'm going to do the simple arms I did before. Maybe one's longer. This makes one arm, this makes the other arm. I would suggest making the most use of your foam sheet as you can when you're cutting out your shapes. I'm going to add a little carrot nose. I'm going to put some circle eyes. Now, if you have a hole puncher, sometimes you can get lucky. Depending on the foam, you might be able to. It's a little thick, so I'm not sure. You can get a tiny hole. So depending on how big your hole puncher is, this is great for making little snow falling in the background. This is just a typical hole puncher, so that might be something you have that you might want to use. Or, like I said, I'm going to make, a couple snowman eyes, and they're going to be bigger. I don't want them that tiny. A little smile, or you could do individual dots. I'm going to make a little moon for the background. And on this one, I think I'm going to turn it sideways, and I'm going to cut little snowman bottom for the picture. And maybe I will make a hat, because I don't have any more room on this. And so I'll make a hat shape like this. See if that fits him. I'll do another circle for the ball of the hat. And I think that I'll try to cut out a little rim for my hat separately, and then maybe I'll add some stripes, and I'll see if I need to cut any more things out. So now that you've drawn your pieces, your shapes, and you even have a little extra just in case you need it, go ahead and use your scissors to cut out each individual shape so that we can peel and stick them right onto your cardboard. And these are actually very easy to cut. Children will not have a problem cutting this if they can use basic scissors like this. It cuts super easy, it's soft, and once you get all the pieces together, then you can start attaching them to the cardboard. And we'll do that in the next step. So I'll see you in a minute. I'm gonna have all my pieces cut out, and then we'll begin putting together my snowman scene. Good luck, have fun. Welcome back. Once your foam shapes are all cut out, and I did end up using that hole puncher that I happen to have at home, and I punched out a bunch of little snow to fall down on my picture. We're ready to peel and stick. Now I want this to be on the bottom of my picture as the snow ground, and it's longer than my print board. So all I'm going to do is take my scissors and just trim off the extra that I don't need. Flip it over. I'm going to peel off the paper, just like that. Line it up with the bottom of my cardboard, and this will be the ground. And you don't have to have this. I just like the ground to kind of feel of a landscape here. And now I'm going to start building my snowman. It's sort of a reverse build. You're going to do the big shapes like the body of the snowman first, and then you can add details like the face, the nose, the buttons and things like that on top. So I'm going to actually overlap slightly the bottom of the snowman over the yellow. So overlapping is way okay on this. I'm going to take the next one and overlap that just slightly. And then I'm going to get the snowman's head, peel the paper off of that, and then we're going to stick that right here in the same overlapping style. Now I have the arms here pre-cut, ready to go, and I'm going to take a long one and a short one and make a little cross for the arms. You could make them also a V shape if you wanted. Just for fun, I want to just do something simple. So again, I don't mind overlapping. And see, the peel and stick is so great for this because you don't have to worry about things not sticking. Typically in a Collagraph, you would just use glue and layer until everything is where you want them and maybe put a seal coat over it. Then you would ink it up. And if you, of course, had access to a printing press, you could then roll it through there. But I am interested in keeping it simple and fun for children to do. Now let's start to put the snowman's hat on. Lucky me, it does fit. I really just kind of eyeballed that one. All right, so we're gonna peel this off. And let's say this broke off, big deal. You could just stick it back where you want it to be. So don't worry about things like that happening. I made a little snowman hat layer to go here. And now I think I'm gonna put his eyes on. So you're starting to see the contrast of the yellow versus the pink here. But again, it's not really gonna matter in the long run because you're going to be putting white paint over the whole design. So I'm gonna put a nose right there, and I'm not even sure if I have room for the mouth. Isn't that funny? I think I'm gonna have to put the nose over the mouth. So what I'm gonna do, and this is something else to know, you could probably just peel things off when you make a mistake or wanna make a change, put that mouth on, and put the nose going over it. Now I could also, if I want, I could take couple little tiny pink dots that I did with my hole puncher and make a little pupil. Oops, it's kind of tiny, right in the eye. There's one. And I could do one over here as well. And you see how easy this is going to come together? You're just going to peel and stick the little shapes. That's why I love peel and stick foam. And I have some buttons here. One, I know I cut out a few more. Now where they went, oh wait, here's another one. Yeah, here are my buttons. So I have a yellow one, biggest button I decided would go down there. Then I have two pink buttons, so different color buttons here, and one more up here. I have my moon cut out, so I'm going to peel the paper off of there, put that up in the sky, sort of like a snowman at night picture. And now I'm simply going to start sticking the little snowflakes falling down around him or her. And look, nothing's falling off. It's all sticking very nicely, and you may just want to press it down with your thumb to make sure everything's secure. So I'm going to finish this up, let you work on yours, and when we come back, we'll talk about adding paint and doing the stomp technique to get a print. See you soon. Alrighty, I hope that you got all your foam pieces glued down onto your printing plate, and it's a good idea to give it an extra press just to make sure everything's going to stay secure. Now once you've done that, prepare your print area. I have put some newspaper on the floor. If it's a nice day, you could actually go outside and do this. I have my paint here. I have a fairly wide brush because I want to cover the whole plate with paint. And you'll see I noticed down below I've added a little dog in. I had some leftover foam pieces so I could add the snow, and I had enough to make a little dog. So it's actually a good idea to hold on to your foam pieces just in case something peels off and you need to replace it with a piece. So just hold on to those extra scraps until you're done. So I'm going to go ahead, take the cap off my paint, and I'm just going to give it a nice quick coat of paint. I put a little foil on my table to prevent any paint from getting on my desk where I'm working. And it doesn't have to be super thick paint. You just want to coat the whole surface. So now you can see how everything is going to take on a white color. You should have your print paper ready on top of your newspaper or wherever you plan to print. And I recommend working on a floor because this is stomping. You need some area where you can jump, stomp, and land on your print plate as it's facing your printing paper. So I'm just going to finish putting my coat of paint. Again, it doesn't have to be too thick, but you do want to cover everything, just like that. Okay, ready to stomp? In the next video, and you should do this very quickly after you paint, I'm going to demonstrate the stomping. But because I have to move my camera, I'm going to do a separate video to demonstrate that step. But if you're doing this at home, paint and move immediately on to the next step, which I'll show you in a separate video. See you in a moment. Okay, welcome back. We now have our print plate filled with paint that I just did a moment ago. I'm on the floor now, and I'm going to put my print plate right here on top of the newspaper so I don't get paint all over my floor. Here's my paper. I'm going to put my paper carefully on top. Give it a little press with your hand, just to hold it in place, and now the fun's really going to start. We're going to stomp, and stomp, and stomp on your plate. And you can even do this. If you don't want to do that, I know kids want to do a big double jump, just do that. Then, carefully take a peek, and you have a snowman in a snowstorm. So, let's do another one. Usually the first print that you get is called the proof print. Sometimes the second print is even better. Let's find out. Stomp, 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 stomp. Let's see what we get. He looks like he's in an avalanche in that first one. Let's check the second one. Whoa, and the nice thing is you can add paint and you can fill in any areas that aren't showing up so well. So let's let these dry. We're going to come back and we're going to add some more paint. And we're back. Now I know how kids are going to, well, my print didn't come out as clean as the teacher's. Mine looks a little messy. Well, that's how prints are. They're unpredictable. But now we can bring out the details to really make your print shine. So don't worry. I have a couple little glitter tube paints here, and I'm just going to have some fun adding a few details on to my picture. I'm going to put a little outline around the hat. Put some stripes in here, and maybe even outline the hat itself. I'm going to use the silver because I think I'm going to make a silvery dot there. Maybe I'll put a little silver here. I'm going to make some red arms here, going over my print with my glittery pen. So it's just like writing. I think I'm going to use my glue to put some buttons with the gems I have here right onto my print. So I think I'm going to do a blue button here, one, and then I'm going to do a pink. I'll do a green button, and I think I'll look for one more button, and I'll make it, oh, I got a nice big pink one right here. So I got some buttons there. Now I want those eyes to pop out, don't you? So I'm going to give him some silver glittery eyes to make them pop out. And I'm going to give him a little red. I don't have orange, but I do have red. Got a little carrot nose there. Oops. Maybe I'll outline the eye, give him a little eyebrows. You see how your picture's coming together? And you thought, it's not the way I wanted it to look. Well, you can make it fun. You can just simply go back in and make it glittery, fun, make those details stand out. Maybe I'm going to go in here and add some details to the dog now, because he got a little lost in there, didn't he? So I'm going to maybe put a little outline around my dog, because I want him to stand out more than he is right now. Put his little ear there. Put his little feet here. Give him some dots. And there's my dog. So I got my dog in there. I'm going to come back with the silver, and I'm going to add a little outline to my snowman, make him look real wintry and silvery, like that. And my print is just coming alive here. Give him a little red smile. And I think I might even finish the outline here a bit more. Shake it down. Yep, a little bit there. And what else? Well, I have some pretty gems that I want to put on top of my snowflakes. So I'm going to put some snow here, snow over here. And I'm just going to pick up, I've decided that I want my snow to be like white snowflakes coming down. And the glue, by the way, will dry clear, so don't worry if you feel like you're seeing some white glue here, because it will dry clear. So you can really have fun adding gems. Got a little pink one in there. So I think it kind of goes with the theme a little bit. Put one right here. I'm going to put one over here. I could have even put one on the pom-pom. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do something pretty like a, what do we got here? Oh, that would look kind of pretty. A little gem on the pom-pom. And I'll put, oops, that's not white. Nope, but this one is little snowflake over here. And look at that. You're bringing your print, whoops, I made a little smear, so I'm gonna fix that up, right up to where you want it to be. And that's the whole point, is to have some fun with this, not feel afraid to play, stomp away, end up with a really fun print with glitter and jewels and gems. I might even want to make those eyes of the snowman instead of silver. I think I'm gonna pick this up and make the eyes stand out a little bit more with some black. And I think that gives him a bit of more character to have darker eyes. I like that. So there is my snowman stomp picture. And of course I had this other one. So here's one I did earlier that was completely dry. Again, I could come in here, I could use my red, put some glittery dots there. I could, decide I want to use the silver to outline his arms. And it just takes it to a whole nother level. So I hope you enjoyed our time together making our stomp prints. Of course, the nice thing about making a stomp print is that you can make multiple versions of it. You're not stuck with just making one, because once you add more paint, and it can be different colors for sure, you can print it over and over again. All right, so this is Doris Benter of Library Arts. I hope you had fun and enjoyed creating your own Collagraph print plate and taking that print plate to make some fun and unusual snow-themed prints. Stay well and stay creative. Talk to you soon, I hope. Bye-bye.